Hello Internet, welcome to Games Done Wrongish. Hey guys, welcome to the Games Done Wrongish run through of Return to Karazhan Mythic and World of Warcraft. So I needed to do this run because I needed to get the whole dungeon done on Mythic for my quest for leatherworking. So as you may or may not know, each crafting, not all crafts, but if you craft leatherworking, if you're a tailor or if you're a blacksmith, you can craft a legendary item. It's working out roughly once a week now. Whenever the nether disruptor goes up on the Broken Shore, then you can get a quest that allows you to craft one legendary for that week. In order to do so, you generally have to run a bunch of dungeons or maybe even kill a boss in a raid or so. I'm not 100% sure. I just know that for the leatherworking one for this one, I'm doing the male one for hunters and shamans this week. And this one requires me to do Return to Karazhan, the whole thing. It requires me to do the cathedral, I think, which is the Broken Shore dungeon. Well, that's not the newest. The Seat of the Triumvirate is the newest one now, but that wasn't out when this quest came up, so I don't have to do that one. What I do have to do is the Cathedral of Eternal Night, or whatever it's called, Return to Karazhan, and Vault of the Wardens Mythic. And once I've done those three, there's another bunch of things you have to collect on the Broken Shore in order to get the materials you need to craft it. You take it all to this little dwarf on the Broken Shore and you can craft your legendary. So that's basically why we're here. I put this group together. Oh, did I? I just joined one. No, I'm not the leader. The mage is the leader, so there must have just been a group in the random group finder tool that I just joined for this. A lot of complaining, I think, whinging by some people who wanted to do it fast. The mage has stolen my appearance, much like the werebear, the druid artifact form that you can get if you complete the mage tower. Quite nice. It's my favourite one, to be honest. That's why I'm playing the druid at the moment. My main is paladin. Normally I play paladin tank, protection paladin, but I really wanted this this artifact appearance for the druid, so I started playing the druid and I'm actually quite enjoying it. So I'm sticking with it for a little while. Get some things done. Craft a legendary in this case. So that was the first boss. That is the pantomime type thing, the theatre. I forgot what it's called. I probably should have paid attention when we were doing that. But yeah, there's different theatre bosses that you can fight. Different like fairy tales, like pantomimes. So that fight does change. It can be a different boss each time. I'm not really sure what that one did, except for died very, very quickly. Yeah, I can't even tell you much about that fight. So I won't. We move on. Lots of trash underneath the stage here. The backup singles. These can heal and stuff. Maybe not these ones. I think these are actually very easy to kill. It's when we get out into the halls now that I've tried to do this solo, and this is where you would come with a bit of an issue because there are certain mobs around here that can heal, and they can put debuffs on you, and the fight just goes on forever and ever until we have to be done. In fact, I didn't know we were going to be doing the Nightbane thing here, so I just carried on normally as you would, and then I'm looking here in the background and I see that everything else is killing everything in that area, so clearly we were doing Nightbane, and now I've got the ushers on me, so I think I'll go over and try to help out just in case. And everything's dead already, so it didn't really matter, and they clicked the crystal, so that was good. Like on Mythic 0, no, nothing really poses much of a threat to anybody, unless you're freshly 110. You come in here with a fresh 110, and you might still have a bit of an issue, but not so much. This I remember when we first did this, it was a struggle sometimes in my guild to get each damage dealer to do 150k DPS, 150 damage per second. So what you see here, just on trash, you know, you get in the 400, generally you'll get damage dealers doing like 1 million damage per second now, which is, you know, 8 times as much. So one damage dealer will do just as well as doing 8, as much as 8 was in the original. So you know, it's very easy. If you come in here with 2, maybe 3 people, you don't want to struggle. I've done this quite often with 4, because I have 2 brothers that play and my missus. So she heals, I tank, and my 2 brothers DPS, and we just come in here and run this just for artifact power and whatnot. But this time it wasn't with my family or friends, it was just with a pub group. So here we go, the Maiden of Virtue. Yeah, she just interrupts her when she does Holy Shot, and don't stand in her pool initially, but she's not got time to do anything. So she puts a big Holy Radiant pool on the floor, casts it at one ranged person normally, be it the healer or a ranged DPS, and they need to go and let it drop it at the edges of the room. It grows, it gets bigger, and you stay away from it until she does like a huge cast, which basically stuns everybody. So you need to be stunning it then, because any damage to you breaks the stun. So if you're stunning it when she gets her cast off, the Radiant pool will do the damage and wake you back up, and then you can carry on the fight. But this is +0, so there's not going to be much to this, to any of the boss fights. Coming up to more rolls now. This guy was tough originally. You had to CC the his ads. So he has 4 ads with him, and it's best to CC 3 of them and just take 1 off at a time. Otherwise, they would wipe us. I mean, they have abilities that suck all the mana away from your healers and your ranged damage dealers, casters, such as mages and whatnot. They have Geralt, you know, poisons, bleed, all sorts of things going on. That was very nasty originally, but now they've just got yeah. There were some devices at the back of the room that you could pick up to crowd control them if, for any reason, you didn't have enough crowd controls in your group already. The types of crowd controls you had didn't work on these particular mobs. Then they had devices in the background there that you could throw to CC them. But as I say, in this difficulty, not necessary. Now I'm just trying to think how this went. I did this a couple of days ago, but I saved the video just put up, just to show everyone that may still not have done this, how easy it is these days and how quickly you can go through. If you're going for the mounts, which this next boss also drops his mount sometimes. It's super rare as far as I know. I've never even seen it drop. I do know a couple of people that have it, at least 1 or 2, but I've never seen it drop myself when I've been in any of these groups. Unless it dropped in, but I don't think it did. But yeah, his horse, his steed in here is called Midnight, and you can that mount if you're lucky. Super rare drop. The fight is basically this. So Midnight goes back and forth, stomping across the ground, and the boss can also call in a wave of spectral Midnights that would run across the whole thing, and you just got to find a tight spot to get through. But again, there's no time to do any of that in this difficulty, because it's just too easy these days. Sorry about that, I just needed to clear my throat. Right, next we'll go through this spider lair. So if you walk on any of these webs around here, you will cause more spiders. These can be a pain, even now if you get left in here on your own as a tank and they're not going down quick enough, they can stack poison on you quite high so that it does quite a bit of damage. I mean, I did have it go really high on me one time. I survived it still, but it was touch and go at times. But yeah, the best thing is to try and not pull too many, but when you're in a full group like this, you'll probably get away with just pulling everything. Just pull everything all the way over to the portal. I will go in here for another crystal, see this crystal here to pick the mage. Not looking very healthy right there. But I think they're good, so I just walked on the edge just to make sure I get rid of the last couple of spiders around here. Now someone clicks the crystal there, and then we can move on. So we've got 13 minutes now, and we need to defeat the next boss, and then come back. And I realised he thought he was done. He was heading towards where Nightbane is, but we haven't got the final crystal yet, so we do need to go and defeat one more boss, and then we'll come back here and go outside there. On the other side, you can see across from here, that's where Nightbane will be. So we go up to the next level, to these the broken stairs. If you've done Karazhan, the original Karazhan, you may remember the broken stairs, but it's a lot different now than it used to be. At the old instance, it's still a maze to me. I have no idea how to find my way around. I did have a quest, I think again it was for leatherworking, where I had to go through and kill the dragon in there, I think it is. And yeah, it took me about an hour just to find my way around. I was up and down and through different doors and all through the dining areas, and I couldn't figure it out. There's just too many stairs here, there and everywhere. But yeah, this is much more simpler, I feel. Easier to find your way around. There's just an upper and lower, which they've actually split now for heroic dungeons, and if you do the Mythic Plus, you get to choose whether you do upper or lower Karazhan. In my experience, I prefer to do upper. I'm not sure about the high-end keys, but maybe lower is better for that. But I prefer upper, actually. I just think the bosses are easier to deal with and get through quicker. Because the first few bosses, I don't like waiting for the first boss, where you're waiting at this stage, the curtains to draw and all that kind of thing, and I don't like the midnight fight, in the stables at the bottom that we just did not long ago. I don't really like that on the harder difficulties. It's not so bad if you clear all the trash beforehand and whatnot and you know what they're doing, but it can be nasty otherwise. What else? The maiden? Not so bad if you have a decent group, but it can be a bit. But the upper lot. Anyway, this is the curator. This is the one I needed to kill to get the last crystal. He's very simple. Spawns, volatile. Ads that you need to take out because they will just attack the DPS and the healers. But he also spawns like puddles below everybody's feet, so it's best to all stack up together. When he drops them, move him around the room away from them bit by bit, and try and kill him before the room gets full. Obviously on this difficulty, not a problem, but on higher difficulties, or how it was when the instance first opened, it could be touch and go. You could be running out, if you didn't have really good damage dealers with you, if you had one or two players that were lacking a few pieces of gear and weren't punching out the numbers, then you could end up running out of space a little there, and I'd be in a tight squeeze. I don't think I ever failed it. Or maybe I did initially. I can't really remember. Oh yeah, I pulled an ad here, the Forlorn Spirit, but I just keep quiet about it because I'm the tank, so they're not really going to kill anything without me anyway, so it can follow us. I just figured it would come, but I think somebody else gets a tag on it and somebody decides to hit it for something, because it just stops coming. Like, I was stood here thinking, hang on, why is it not here? Why is it not following me? And then someone else comes running around the corner, and there it is. They've tagged it. Maybe the paladin. Yeah, the paladin. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why it took so long to come. I don't think the paladin had tagged it. The paladin and the monk, I'm not sure where they are or what they're doing right now. I think someone starts this before they get here too, if I'm not mistaken. Just before, I think they do make it. I think they do make it before the boss is actually pulled.
A dark power seeks to use you, Medivh. If you stay, dire days will fall.
Yeah, they're all here now.
You must hurry. We don't have much time.
I think someone did already start the RP, the roleplay section, so the boss should spawn anyone. This boss again used to be quite difficult at the start. You'd have to make sure he was faced a certain direction away from everyone. He would put big puddles of lava on the floor that you had to get out of fast, and he would switch forms and then back again, and there was quite a bit, and there was a lot of damage to everyone else, not so much the tanks, depending if you got out of the way of things. But again, on normal like this, it dies before it gets much chance to do anything.
This cannot be. I'm burning from
Let's just see. I forgot the name of things and I didn't look them up before I decided to make this video, because I thought everything's going to be dead in seconds. I won't have time to talk about them really. But we'll see. Yeah, so Cinder Breath is you just press the line there in this direction, and then you have the was that the Cinder Breath there then? It's so difficult because it moves into the phases so quickly. Bone Curse very simple, just this thing really. And then you put the charred ground down, so you don't want to be stood in that if that's what you technically move him out of. You keep facing for his breath and then move him out of that charred ground. People stood in that too long, they would die. Even the tank initially. You had to be quick getting out of there. So there's the Smouldering Ember Worm, sorry. Smouldering Ember Worm, that's gone to the Rogue. So the Rogue's all happy now. He got what he came for. He's done the 2 mounts. He did the Midnight. He did that one. He didn't get Midnight, but he did get that one. And unfortunately, he ditches out here and leaves us to it. We wanted to finish it, and we do actually say to him, yeah, we're going to finish off. It doesn't take long to finish the rest of the bosses. And I said, I do need the last boss to finish my quest so that I can craft my legendary. And he's like, oh, yeah, whatever, guys, bye. He didn't actually say that. He just left. He saw what we all said, because he was asking if we were finished. So obviously we said no, because we had things to do. But he read it all and then left anyway, which was not very nice. So all the other guys are then like rogues. Huh? Once a rogue, always a rogue. That kind of thing. But yeah, like I said, finishing this with 3 people is fine. You'd probably solo it at this point, especially like I'd probably do it with my paladin, no problem. I've tried it with this druid because of this level working quest, and I did struggle a little bit on the maiden. I couldn't quite get the maiden down, and I'm trying to think what else. When I got past the maiden, what else? Oh yeah, all the trash leading to Morose, or to the maiden and around Morose, because they heal themselves and they put debuffs on them. That could be quite tough. I couldn't kill them fast enough before they'd heal themselves back up. So I did need one DPS with this guy. Just someone with a decent bit of DPS coming in and laying the smack down, really. Get me through it, and that's enough then. 1 tank, 1 DPS is enough to do this these days. As you see, the rogue's left is no longer in the party, because, he got what he wanted, so screw everyone else. Shade of Medivh, yeah. What does this guy do? Piercing missiles, as you see there. That's not too bad, just a range of missiles. He also does like a frostbolt type thing that can surround somebody in frost, and then he puts the, is it that frostbite? Yep, there. So that guy's in frost, but he's also got the fire on him. Normally, whoever has the fire debuff as well would go and stand next to the frost, and and yeah, release them free. There is another one where the I don't know what it's called, but I think someone was in it. Maybe that guy, that paladin. There's another one where you're in it and it's another fire type thing, and you have to stand still because if you move, then everyone dies. It pretty much kills everyone. Just does massive raid-wide damage. I really should have looked these abilities up before now, but I didn't because, like I said, everything was going to die so fast. I think it's like Ring of Fire or something like that. If you have that one on you, you don't move, because as soon as you move, there's just ticking damage on everybody. It would just kill them, which I think is what happened there because the healer died, so possible. I'm not sure. I didn't pull, which I wrote in that point as well. Somebody did, and not everybody was in the room. With that fight though, no, if you're not in the room, at a certain point you get pulled in. I don't know if it's because one of the abilities has been cast on you, so you have to be in the room then. But yeah, and that was me just, I don't know if you saw that, I was just saying, yeah. They were talking about the rogue, saying rogue. As I said, you know, once a rogue, always a rogue. So I just put, yeah, took them out and left. How rude. Right, so we're coming up to the Mana Devourer. This was quite a tough fight at the start. So the way this mechanic worked is you would have these mana drops come down that you had to soak up, and then you had to take them to like a big orb, so that when because they put a debuff on you that would explode, but you needed to be stood next to that to participate in the debuff, I think it was. So this. Is it the energy void? But it's just going to die anyway. Yeah, that energy void there. So you want to be out of it now. Those ones. So that energy void that was coming, you need to stay out of it most of the time, pick up all these orbs, and then take them into the energy void so that they don't go to the boss, because he gets more energy then, and then can do devastating attacks. So you take them, but they do like stacking damage to you, and you need to run them into that void to get rid of your stacks, and that's pretty much it. But he was quite tough, because if the orbs got to him, he started doing more and more damage. He was killing tank, and obviously the rest of you was dead. So we used to use heroism, weakness, whatever you want to call it, depending on the faction that you're playing. So we used to use that ability there to take that down as fast as possible before it got too bad. But now it's not too bad. It's pretty easy. I'm not sure in the high level Mythic Plus. I don't really do many Mythic Pluses. Like I say, I prefer to do these bosses up here normally. Like if this was heroic or in the lower keys, like +2, +3, something like that. I'd prefer to do the low ones. I'm not sure how it is in the higher ones, because I do think most people prefer the lower Karazhan than upper. I think I'm in the minority choosing the upper over the lower, but I don't play the high level keystones that often. I should probably do it once a week. There's a couple of people in my guild that do that. Make sure they do like 15 once a week. Unless the things are really bad, but most of the time they would get a 15 done and just get the loot. So there's been some nice upgrades for them apparently, but me, I don't know, I just don't have the patience. I'd be okay if you had like a group that did it every week that I knew. Like we have 2 raid groups. We have a guild raid group, and we have a pug raid group that we do each week. One on Fridays, and the guild raids are on Wednesdays and Sundays. And when you're with groups of people that you raid with a week in, week out, it's fun. It becomes nice. You know, you have the banter there. You get to know people. You know
I've left so
when
many fragments of
when
myself.
you know how much people can take and when they would get offended and things. So you know what you can say and what you shouldn't say. And everybody seems to have fun. When it comes to these ones, to the Mythic Pluses, it's just trying to pug a 15 every week. Nope, because everybody blames everybody. When people die, when there's a couple of deaths and time runs out, then you know, they blame the healer, blame the tanks, or if somebody's a little bit lower in DPS, then it's not their fault. And so this guy needs to interrupt that this one, Burning Blast. Don't think it didn't get interrupted that time. Did the first time by me probably, not the second time. Those, when they're stacking on the tank, they used to do a heck of a lot of damage. Not anymore, but they used to do. So you didn't want more than 2 in each phase on the tank. You didn't want any really, but if you didn't have the interrupts, then you could probably get away with 2, but you really didn't want to go more than that. And then he moves into his phase like this. Oh, he tries to blow you up, and on this one he has another ability where he'll do that eye again, just fixates in a certain direction and does the big beam, which can knock you off. He also has like purple orbs that will spawn on certain people, and then it's like a debuff, but then it comes off them and then it explodes, and there's purple orbs going in all directions, which used to be quite a pain, but as I say, right now this is so easy. It doesn't matter, you can just take all these out to the boss, get him interrupted, finish him off. The healer died somehow, not sure how. And that was it. There, Torn Braces of the First War. That's what I came for. That's to craft my legendary. So that was it. Nice easy run. If you're thinking of picking up leatherworking or going for those mounts, as you can see, it's very easy now. Just go in, take 5 people, take a healer, a tank, 3 DPS, kill everything. Job done. Alright, bye bye. If you like this video, please consider watching another. 2 suggestions will be on screen now. Also, if you have not subscribed already, please do so by clicking the icon in the middle of this screen. Every view and subscription will go a long way to helping the channel grow, and in turn will result in more content for you. Thank you, and until the next time, goodbye.